you about something, initiative I'm using at my school called Genius Hour. I was actually hoping at this, I signed up for this weeks and weeks ago. I was hoping at this stage actually that these amazing projects to share with you that the students have actually done. But actually it hasn't worked out like that. Sometimes we try things in schools that don't actually work out. But I'm not going to give up on Genius Hour. I'm going to keep trying until we get it quite right. So Genius Hour, it's not my idea by any means. It's something I found out about on Twitter. It's based on, in Google, they give the staff 20% time to work on their own passion projects. So people in the United States have started giving their students an hour a week where they work on their own passion projects. So in my school, we have the year 7s and 8s from school from 8:30 till 4:30, so we've got an extended school day. So as part of their school curriculum, they have a self-directed learning time. So the year 8s do 1 hour of Genius Hour each week. This isn't Genius Hour. This is my geography classroom. So listen, I was going to describe myself as someone who facilitates geography learning in my classroom. Then I was listening to Tom Sherrington today and I thought, well, maybe I'm a bit too progressive. Mostly I think about the traditional side of my teaching, so possibly I'm a geography teacher as well, as a facilitator. And also describe myself as a project-based learning teacher. But when I say the word project-based learning to colleagues at my school, I think of some sort of mad 80s projects where kids produce really rubbish work. You know, these projects we used to say, I don't know, I was really born in the 80s, maybe people know more than me, where we used to set homework projects and the kids used to come in with these really tatty bits of work, but actually project-based learning is a bit more than that. So, sorry Oliver, I'm going to be a bit anecdotal here. I was just looking at, what I like to do in my lessons is I like to photograph interesting things that students have done or really fabulous work they've done. To echo the Ron Berger comment before, I read Ron Berger's book about a year ago, so a real impact on my teaching really, to the point that the quality of student work that students are producing in my geography lessons now is really, really fantastic. So this picture here I just found interesting, I took a few weeks ago actually. So the students are making these maps. They've gone out in the community, learned about the community, they've got all these statistics and things about the community, and they're practicing the map skills to make their own community maps. So they've got a choice of wherever in London they want to learn about, they produce their own maps. So they're applying their skills to this map project. But the interesting thing I found about this was this student had made a map for people who are dog walkers in Swiss Cottage where I work. And she'd actually, I just found this really fascinating actually in the lesson, she'd actually gone on YouTube and she wasn't quite sure how to draw a dog. So she went on YouTube herself and actually watched a video and taught herself how to draw a dog. I had an interesting conversation with an HMI last week actually, and she was observing my lesson. I had all these QR codes. One of her criticisms about my lesson was that one of the students wasn't using my QR codes. You have to make the students look at the website, see what to look at. And I kind of disagreed with that. It's kind of a discussion that possibly you could have as well, because I think students can actually do things for themselves and learn things for themselves online without this sort of scaffolding that we always have to produce. And I've seen that in my own lessons with sort of SEN students as well. And we know for certain that students can do things for themselves. And if you ever come across the work of Siddhartha Mitra and the whole water experiments where kids in the slums have actually taught themselves to speak English, I think it's absolutely fascinating. So I don't know why I put that. I think put on there to try and sound clever. I can't even pronounce the word. I think it's either called Pedagogy or Pedagogy. I was reading David Price's book, Open. It's a really good book, and I came across it in there, but I still don't know how to pronounce it. So I think the idea, moving from pedagogy, where you're sort of teaching students a lot of the knowledge out of your head and the students' head, I think pedagogy is a study of students becoming more self-directed. And self-efficacy is about students having the belief in one's ability to do what they dream of doing. So I think some of those in my teaching, I think, well, yeah, I want students to have rigor, I want students to learn a lot of knowledge about geography, but also want to have the confidence to be able to do things for themselves as well. So Basic Genius Hour moves towards this pedagogy, I think, where students are actually learning for themselves. At the beginning of the project, we did a lot of scaffolding, and these are some of the questions that the students actually came up with, what they want us to learn, their own passion projects. So can we industrialise these holograms? can I make a remote control car that can go into space? So it's things that they're really passionate and interested in. There's one on here that I've just found really interesting. A student wants to know, can you actually build a Star Wars lightsaber? I think so. That student's actually going to go and look on the internet. How can you actually use lasers? I think it's fascinating. But it's a really slow process. So on reflection of this project, I probably should have a bit more parent involvement. I should have sent a letter out to all the parents so they're getting involved in the students' project as well. Also, you make it really clear that it's not the parents doing the project for them. We've got a model good learning. I think more teachers actually coming in and having doing their own Genius Hour projects would actually really show to the students that actually we're learners too. So in my school, actually, the teachers learn Mandarin alongside the other students to show that learning is a lifelong process. So seeing authority. So there's been so many situations in my teaching this year where I thought I've not had faith in the students. Just yesterday, I had this big grand plan to teach them plate tectonics. Then I did these little master classes, and then the students came back and said, "No, we already know this. We found it out last year." So sometimes it's just good to see the authority of the students. Failure is acceptable. So some of these students are going to fail in this project, but as long as we work on how they reflect on what they've done, sometimes it's just relax and let these projects simmer. Like sometimes, I'm like this all the time. Sometimes I feel that I have to be in control of my classroom. I see students working all the time, but in the Genius Hour project, you can sort of relax and just let things simmer. Creativity takes time. Just have trust, because I'm pretty sure we're going to have to extend this Genius Hour project by another 6 weeks, basically. So have trust that these students are going to produce something good, and encourage growth mindsets as well. Don't let them give up. I just want to. Sorry, I shouldn't really do this. I just want to promote my own teaching really. Yeah. So I've only got 7 people who are in the audience, and I'm a bit worried I'm going to be sat eating 100 sausage rolls. So please, thanks.